Hi there, I'm Danishki and welcome to Learn with D. So today we are going to learn the future simple. All right. So in future simple, we are going to look at the uses, the forms, different types of future simple, the sentence structure. How do we use future simple in a sentence? And of course, practice because practice makes perfect, right? Okay. So let's start with the uses. First one, to talk about events that will happen in the future. So it could be tomorrow, it could be 2 years from now, it could be 10 years from now. Okay, the future. All right. And then to predict future events, to assume or to think that maybe, or maybe not, something will happen or will not happen. Right? Okay. So the different forms of the future simple. So we can use the future simple using will, or we can use future simple using going to, right? So let's look at using future simple with will. So we use will when you dream of doing something. For an example, I will go to the moon one day. It's a dream. Okay, you don't know if it will happen or not. You're not 100% sure, but it's a dream. You want to do it. Okay, so I will go to the moon one day. Or for another example, you can say, I will be an astronaut one day. Okay, or I will be a doctor one day. All right, a dream. Then to talk about predictions. So, like I said, predictions are things that may or may not happen. But looking at whatever situation, you assume that it might happen. Okay, for an example, it will rain tomorrow. So you don't know if it will actually rain tomorrow. It's a prediction. Okay, maybe you said it because you feel like it's cloudy, or you feel like for some reason you think it's going to rain. Okay, so it's a prediction. Then, when you want to ask or request for something, all right. So, will you please help me? In that situation, we use will. Or will you please give me a book? Right? A request. Then we have when you promise something or make an immediate decision. So either you make a promise or you make a quick decision. For an example, I will come to your party. That's a promise. I will come to your party. So immediate decision would be something like, I will close the door. All right. That would be an immediate decision, something that you think immediately. At that time, we use will or for a promise. All right. So next, let's look at going to. Okay. So we use going to when we talk about future plans that we have made, right? For an example, we are going to the beach tomorrow. We are sure. There is no discussion here. We have made the plans. We are going to the beach tomorrow. Okay. Then next one is to talk about predictions with evidence. Now that's the difference from will. Okay. We are making predictions with evidence. For an example, it's going to rain in the evening. So we have the evidence or the proof in that picture. See, it's the weather reporter, right? So they make these predictions based on evidence or proof. So it's going to rain in the evening. Okay, so next let's look at the sentence structure. Okay, so if you've seen my videos before, you know what this is. Yes, this is a timeline, right? So we have the present, we have the future, and we have the past. So when we talk about the future simple, yes, we talk about the future, right? The actions that are going to happen in the future. Maybe tomorrow, maybe 10 years from now, future. Right? Okay, so let's look at the sentence structure using will. So we have the pronoun or the subject, which is I, you, he, she, we, they, and of course it. Okay, so we have the subject pronoun, and then we use the will. Okay. And of course, we use a verb. Okay. So let's look at the verb, for an example, cook. Okay. So we will say, I will cook. Let's say lunch tomorrow. Okay. Another example. Say, you will, let's say, play. That's the verb we are going to use. Okay. So you will play football in the evening. Right. So the only thing we need to do is we need to use the subject or the pronoun. We use the word will over here, and we use the verb and then the rest of the sentence. All right. So remember, you can say, I will play football in the evening. You will play football in the evening. She will play. We will play. They will play. All of those pronouns, it's the same structure. Okay. The verb doesn't change. The sentence structure does not change. It's the same. All right. So let's look at the sentence structure for going to. So similarly, like will, we have the subject or the pronouns, which we have mentioned here above, right? I, you, he, she, it, they, will. And then we have to add the verb to be. For example, if it is I, it's I am. You are, we are, they are, he is, she is, it is. Okay. So to know more about or to learn more about the verb to be, please take a look at my other video. All right. So we have the subject or the pronoun, then we add the verb to be, and then we have to add going to, and then the verb. Okay. So let's look at a sentence here. An example. So let's take I as a subject. So what is the verb to be for I? Am. Okay, so we put the verb to be, which is am. And then, of course, we have to say, we all have to put going to, right? And then we have the verb, which is cook. Okay, so I am going to cook lunch tomorrow. All right, I am going to cook lunch tomorrow. So remember, same thing that we did here. So we have the subject, we have the verb to be that is relevant to the subject. All right. And then we have going to, and of course, the verb and the rest of the sentence. Right. So let's look at another example. So let's take the verb he. Say he. So what is the verb to be? He is. Very good. Then we have to put going to. And what's the verb? Let's say, I don't know, let's say play. All right. He is going to play football in the evening. Same example as above. All right. So I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. So practice. Okay. So the sentence, I blank go to Paris someday. So now I want you to think, are we going to use will or are we going to use going to? Okay, so look at the sentence, try to understand the sentence and think about the uses that we learned a few slides ago and think which form of future simple should be used. Okay, I'm going to give you a few seconds and I'm going to help you out after that. You get that? Yes, so it's I will go to Paris someday because it's a dream. I will go to Paris someday. Okay. It's not like you know for sure that you're going to go to Paris. If you know, let's say, for an example, you have already booked your tickets, you have made a hotel reservation, and you know that, maybe next month you are planning the trip, then you can say, I am going to Paris next month because it's already done, like it's planned. Here, we don't know. So we are going with, I will go to Paris someday. a dream. Okay. All right, let's look at the second one. They blank play football in the evening. Yeah, did you get that? So they are going to play football in the evening because this is a definite plan, right? This is something that they know for sure that they're going to do. So, and of course, as you know, the verb to be for they is are, right? So they are going to play football in the evening. All right, let's look at the third. Sam blank help you. Did you get that answer? Yes, Sam will help you because it is a promise. So remember the uses, right? So if you're not sure, please go back and look at the uses that we discussed. Okay. So when you want to talk about a promise, you use will. So Sam will help you. Look at the dark clouds. It is blank rain today. Right? Did you get that? So look at the dark clouds. It is going to rain today because over here it is a prediction, but with evidence because here we have mentioned dark clouds. So that is evidence, that is proof that it will rain, right? So look at the dark clouds. It is going to rain today. All right. So the verb be is mentioned here, the verb to be. It is going to rain today, right? Let's look at the last example. We blank have robots to help with our housework in the future. That's correct. We will have robots to help with our housework in the future. This is a prediction. We don't have much evidence. Yes, technology is improving, yes, but we are not sure that we will have robots to help with our housework in the future. We are not sure, right? Maybe it's possible. That's why it's a prediction, but we don't have a lot of proof right now. All right, so we will have robots to help with our housework in the future. I hope it is clear and I hope you have learned something about the future simple. Please practice at home, do more exercises, and if you have any questions, feel free to write in the chat and I will answer your questions and clarify your doubts. All right, so keep an eye open for the future lessons as well. Happy learning. See you soon. Bye bye.